All right, start everyone. Good evening and thank you for joining me tonight on a Friday night where all of you should be partying, or rather when you're in your 40s, we don't have to go out to party, we party at home. Well, today's session is going to be about supporting yourself. It could be yourself, it could be your loved one or someone that you know who is tippy-toeing into the 40s, maybe in the mid 40s, maybe in the 50s, and then going, hey, isn't this that part of the journey where menopause and perimenopause comes in, where you start feeling a bit different? You may go through some physical changes, some emotional changes, and this is a delicate time for us women because this is also a time where you are sandwiched between taking care of your children and also finding time for yourself. And at the same time, you may be caring for maybe your in-laws or your parents. So you are sort of caught in between trying to take care of both ends. And at the same time, you need to be able to carve time and put in some effort to take care of yourself as well. Right? My name is Kavitha. I'm a pharmacist by profession for the past 20 years. And I have been a doTERRA essential oil user for the past 8 years. And frankly, my journey using essential oils was something I never thought I would go into. But looking at the circumstances at that time, I have two teenage boys. My younger one was diagnosed with leukemia, which is a blood cancer at the age of 16 months. He was a baby. And of course, a cancer diagnosis changes your life forever. And because of that diagnosis, undergoing chemotherapy for 2.5 years to 3 years, including maintenance, we were at UMMC in PJ at that time. Coming out of it, his whole body was not at its best. He was almost 5 years old, going into kindergarten very late compared to his peers. And at the same time, we had a lot of worry because the immune system was fragile, the digestive system was also not good. He had skin issues, he had a lot of congestion, falling sick very often. All those came into play at that time. And being a pharmacist, of course, I knew medication could only do so much, and I had to work harder and start to learn things to help his body to heal. So this is how essential oils actually came into my radar. And frankly, when my friend recommended them to me, I sort of laughed and I told her, you must be crazy to think essential oils can help my son. Because for most of us, for most common people, we think of essential oils, we think of a candle, a burner, and something that you put to make your room smell good. That's as far as it would go. How can you tell me that these essential oils are going to help with uh, immune system or clear breathing? That's what I wanted. That's what my intention was. Anything that was safe, natural, effective, backed by science is very important. Coming from a pharmacy background, if it's not backed by science, I won't use, right? We needed all that to ensure that this is actually a valid product. It can be used. So I took it as a sign that I should start learning because I did not know enough. And I felt that if I dismissed it could mean that I could be depriving him of a tool to recover. So reading, researching, and going into essential oils was an eye opener for me, and I became very passionate about it after reading and wondering why did I not know this earlier. But the thing is, they say everything happens at the correct time for you, even though you may not think of it that way. But that's what divine timing is all about, right? But today we're going to be talking about how you can use essential oils when you are looking at supporting yourself, a family member, or a loved one going through this delicate time of menopause or perimenopause, as we call it, right? So, as a disclaimer, This session is purely for educational purposes only, and it's based on experience and feedback from my team, and of course from myself from using them. Always seek guidance from your doctor or your qualified health professional if you have any issues regarding health matters, right? So for today's session, I'm using mainly two books that I think are absolutely amazing. These are both books are by Dr. Marisa. She's quite well known. Her first book I bought, the Essential Oils Hormone Solution, I think about 4 years ago. And then the hormone solution, sorry, the menopause solution came out in 2021. Okay, this was it was launched in April and I bought it in May. You can buy them on via bookdepository.com. It takes about a month to reach us over here, but so very worth it, very comprehensive. I'm not able to summarize everything that she wrote, but I've picked bits and pieces here and there so that we can support ourselves through this part of aging. All right, okay. So I don't know if any of you have felt this way about yourself, feeling like Zina, or at times you are sort of like a pendulum, feeling happy at one moment and then the other time you can be in rage, or you're feeling sadness and wondering what's going on with me, right? And many a times you find that women, when we reach the 40s, we get a bit afraid because we know, oh, it's coming, that perimenopause and menopause stage that everybody is dreading. But how can we go through it smoothly? Because it's part of aging, right? Everybody, I mean, years ago, even 10, 20 years ago, go through menopause. It's a normal part of women's health. But we can support ourselves better when we know better, we can do better. Okay, so I'm going to talk about a few major issues that most women face and how we can do better now that we know better. When it comes to health and wellness, there is no way, no escape from touching base on these basics. The basics are always there, no matter whether you choose to use essential oils or you do not use essential oils. You cannot run away from the basics. And the first thing, of course, is eating right. We all know what we should eat. We all know what we should eat less of and the things that we should not eat. But it's whether you decide to make this conscious effort of feeding your body right, because that is your fuel, that is your medicine, and that keeps your body going, because your body is always trying to keep you alive anyway, to keep you going and to fulfill whatever you're supposed to do. Exercise is a must, not just for healthy weight management. Most people, for women, they think exercise means being slim and trim, but exercise, the benefits of exercise go beyond physical. It helps your emotions, it helps your sleep quality, it helps focus, it helps balances your hormone, it helps all your heart, your muscle, everything. Okay, and exercise is practically free if you know what you're doing. It can be from brisk walking, it can be from swimming, anything that you love to do. Rather than taking it as a chore, take it as an investment into your health. If you put in that investment daily, these small habits, you find people who age gracefully, you find that they have all these healthy habits that they continuously do because they know that ultimately it's going to benefit you in the long run. So people tend to just, when we talk about savings, we talk about retirement, we have savings, we do it consistently for years. Now look at this as a form of investing in your own health, because as we age, we find that we are in a higher risk of getting chronic issues. Now we don't even talk about growing old and getting chronic issues. You look at the younger ones these days, they already have chronic issues cropping in, right? Rest and managing stress. This is a big issue with women, and Dr. Marisa writes about this as well, because we are always doing everything for everyone, trying to fill up the time that we have 24 hours a day with as much as we can do, because we want to just do everything. And sometimes, and most of the time, we do not take breaks, we do not rest, we do not recuperate, stress spirals throughout the day from the time that you wake up in the morning. Now, stress is shown to be, it's proven to be a silent killer in many, many chronic issues. And for women, we are even more sensitive to stress, the cortisol levels, because it affects our hormones, from your insulin, from your estrogen, from your progesterone, from your thyroid. Okay, she goes into really great details about all this in her book as well, but I'm not going to go into it too much. So managing stress is a big thing. If we can do it right, you find that things are more manageable. Reducing the toxic load, where is the toxic load coming from? Okay, for most of us who are women and mothers, we try our best to keep our house clean, to make it smell good. Unfortunately, when you look at the cleaning products that you're using, the personal care products that you put on yourself, as women, it is shown that we use a minimum of 10 products a day. Okay, from head to toe. If you can count what products you use, it's about there, 8 to 10. And each product carries about 8 to 10 ingredients. Now, whether these ingredients are safe, whether these ingredients are toxic, this is the question, because we know over-the-counter products and commercial products, a lot of them have nasties inside. It could be SLS, it could be parabens, it could be petroleum byproducts, it could be fragrances. Fragrances are chemically synthesized. They are not essential oils. Your body does not know what to do with it. So it becomes a body burden. Your body needs to work harder to get rid of it. Now, can you imagine 8 to 10 products with 10 ingredients, with 100 over chemicals a day you are lathering yourself with on a daily basis? So you can see where the toxic load is coming, where our hormone imbalances are coming from, just from there, not even touching your cleaning products, your candles, your fragrances, your perfume, all those things, right? Just in the vicinity of your home where you are the boss. Informed self-care, a yearly assessment is always a good idea, I would say. I make it a point on my birthday month to get my blood counts, blood check done, everything done. So I would say it's a gift of health for myself yearly, to ensure that everything is good. And if anything is out of norm, then, well, we can do something about it lah. Fast, right? That's always how it should be. Treat it fast when you know something is out of balance. Don't wait until it becomes chronic, right? So every day you have choices. You get to make these choices. How you make these choices is in your hand. So looking at the body burden and how it affects our body as we go through the perimenopause and menopause stage, one of it is from inhalation, like I mentioned, whether it is the perfume that you use on your skin, whether it's a fragrance you spray in your living room, whether it's a candle that you light up for aromatherapy. All these we inhale in our home. The skin absorption, 70% of whatever you apply on your skin goes into your system. So it is good advice to ensure that the product that you're using is safe. Okay, this is something you may need to go into slowly. Look into products that are safe in their ingredients, because you don't want to end up with all of this causing chronic issues over a long period of time. This is not a matter of 1-2 years. It's 5, 10, 20 years, 30 years, and then you see something coming up, right? Stress hormones. Again, women, we have a higher stress. We have a lot of more stress, I would say, than men. And especially if you are a mother, you know for a fact that it's a heavy burden on your shoulder. Okay, as mothers, most of us here are mothers, can't I see the list? Yeah, we are mothers. You know what it's like, huh? Right. So where are these xenoestrogens coming from? Are you familiar with xenoestrogen? It's not Xena, Princess of Warrior. It's xenoestrogen. These are fake estrogens. They mimic your body's estrogens. And these comes from all these that you see at the side. It could be from your plastic packaging. It could be a lot of times from your personal care products, the processed food that we eat, these estrogens come in and they cause an imbalance. Estrogens go up much higher. That's why it is toxic. It causes a lot of imbalance and it causes a lot of chronic issues at the same time. This does not just affect us women, it also affects men and also children. So it's important to start cleaning out all these things as well, or minimize buying these things home, right? So as we get into the 40s and the 50s and the 60s, here are some of our focus that we want to derive. As you age in your 40s and 50s, you find that you are lacking in energy and focus. You find that you get tired easily. Why is that I'm so tired? I used to be able to do so many things. But now that I'm in my 40s, oh, I feel so tired. Is it because I'm getting old? No, it's not really that. There could be other things at play. Why is it I'm always falling sick? Your immune system is not as robust as it used to be. You'd like to age gracefully. We all want to age gracefully. Feeling emotionally balanced, because the time of perimenopause and menopause, when your hormones are a bit haywire, you find that you are often sometimes feeling very sad, or you feel very angry, or you feel frustrated, or you get into a rage. These things happen, okay? Restful sleep, so difficult to fall asleep. I'm so tired, but I can't fall asleep. I've not been able to experience deep sleep. How many of you have problems falling asleep at night? Meaning you're tossing and turning half an hour in bed, still wide awake, but so very tired. Physically so very tired, but cannot fall asleep. Or when you fall asleep, you keep getting up at night to urinate, maybe once, twice, or you keep getting up from the slightest noise. Wake up feeling like a zombie, right? You also want to be able to reduce the risk of chronic illness. We all want to be healthy. We don't want chronic issues coming in, because it would mean your quality of life is going to go down. You're probably going to be on medication for a lifetime. And we know that a lot of medication, sometimes over-medicating yourself can lead to a lot of side effects as well. So we want to minimize that. And as we age, we want to be able to minimize those chronic aches and pains that are associated with aging, right? So now we're going to delve into how we can use essential oils to support this very sensitive period that we women go through. Now, essential oils are basically derived from plants. Only 10% of plants in this world produce essential oil. Okay, these are pure essential oils. These are not fragrances. And these oils are produced mainly because the plant uses them to heal itself. It uses them to repel predators from eating them. It uses the essential oil to communicate and for self-preservation, of course, right? So in the market, when I first started reading on essential, I thought they're all the same. What, got different meh? You know, because I didn't know. So reading and researching is important when we are going to try something new, especially when it is related to health. So the first major big component of, we call essential oil, actually not essential oil, they're synthetics, you will find in your personal care product. Okay, let's say you bought a tea tree hand wash. It says tea tree hand wash. So you look at the ingredients, it would say perfume, something like that, or tea tree fragrance. All right, so these are synthetics. They are made in a lab. They are made to smell like the original plant essence, but it does not give you any benefit. Instead, it is toxic to your body, because 70% of what you use on your skin gets absorbed into the system, right? So it's the cheapest form. That's why you can get your body washes, the huge ones, I think about 1 liter for less than 10 ringgit, 11 ringgit. Those are all fragrances. And if you look at the ingredients, a lot more synthetics there than just the fragrance. So be a bit cautious. When you're using pure essential oils, we don't need to buy these things. We can DIY it ourselves. You know for a fact what you're going to use inside. Very safe, effective, and it's really good for long term, especially for the family. The second grade would be the food grade, added into your baked goods, your pastries. The third grade would be the therapeutic grade. There are some brands in the market, they're therapeutic grade, meaning when you use it, you derive a physical, mental, or emotional benefit. That's why we want to use the essential oil, not just to smell good, right? Now, the fourth grade is where doTERRA comes in, because they realize that the industry of essential oil is not governed by anyone. There is no FDA overlooking quality claims and so on. So you're basically on your own. When you buy a bottle of essential oil, you decide whether you want to buy it or not. You take the risk of buying it, even though it says it's pure on the label. Do they prove it to you that it's pure? Are you able to check? These are questions that were coming or running through my mind when I wanted to start using these oils for my son, right? Because here he was just coming out of cancer treatment, and the last thing I would need is to use a product that later 5-10 years down the road they will say, oh, it's been recalled. Like in the pharmacy, we have so many of those happening. 5-10 years down the road, product recall. Okay, it happens. That's not something I wanted to put my son through, right? So when you're going to buy or you're going to invite essential oils into your home, these are some of the questions you need to ask yourself to be a learned customer. What kind of plant quality is being used in your bottle of essential oil? Where are the plants grown? What are the production practices? How are they tested? Whether it's purity, whether it's potency, who does the test? Do you have access to the test to have a look at it? How are they being stored? These are important questions to ask. Now, when we look at doTERRA oils, they come from all over the world. Now, it's a very high cost, when you go to all parts of the world to get an essential oil. Why can't we just, plant this and grow this in one part of the world and then just harvest and distill like essential oil, right? Now, that's not how it works when you're looking at the purest form. You have to go where Mother Nature has planted them. So you see, for an example, we know lavender essential oil. Lavender is so common. Everybody that uses essential oil, whether fragrance or EO, has lavender. Okay, everybody knows it. There's no question about it. Now, when you look at lavender, there's so many parts of this world where lavender grows. Even Cameron Highlands, we have lavender, right? Now, if you distill the essential oil from Cameron Highlands, you distill from Australia, you distill from France. doTERRA's lavender comes from France, and it's a particular species only, right? So if you distill all this, that's what they do. By the way, they go to several parts of the world, they get samples back, and then they check on the chemistry, the profile. Now, when we use lavender, we want to derive the benefit of being calm. Lavender has that ability to put you into a calm Zen mode, to assist with deep sleep. This is what we usually associate lavender with. Now, what gives you that benefit that's in lavender? It is the linalool. Now, this is the chemistry of the essential oil. So they find that the linalool content from lavender angustifolia, that particular species, it's just like durian lah. Durian got so many species, right? So it's about the same. Every plant has got many species, genus and species. So the lavender found there has the highest linalool content. Now, this makes a lot of difference when you use even 1 or 2 drops. You can feel it's different. It works better. It works with less drops. It's potent, right? Now, when you use lavender essential oil, later I'll elaborate a little bit more on that. When you buy a bottle of essential oil, you will notice that the purer oils, they have the species on it. It's not just pure lavender. No, it will state the species. All right, this is very important. So going from all over the world, getting the best essential oils because they are best over there. The soil, the air quality, probably the temperature, gives rise to the best quality of essential oil for the plant. Similar like durian lah, you come to Penang durian is really well known. You go to Balik Pulau, you have really good durian. So if you get these durian seeds and you decide to go to another part of the world and plant, tak mungkin lah you get the same quality kan. Okay, it's the difference. The environment makes a lot of difference. Going into the tests that are being done, in doTERRA itself, there are 40 over tests done per batch. They don't play with their quality, right? The basic test that every company needs to do is just a GCMS, which is a gas chromatography mass spectrometry. But doTERRA goes far beyond that. 40 over tests done. These are just some of the tests that are written here, not too much, so you don't get confused about all the tests. doTERRA lavender essential oil is pharmaceutical grade. It has been this accreditation was given to doTERRA just about 6 months ago by a pharmaceutical journal in US, in Mississippi, if I'm not mistaken. So currently there are research going on to enable lavender essential oil, doTERRA lavender, to be formulated into pharmaceuticals, meaning in the future, you may be able to pop a lavender pill or a soft gel to help with anxious feelings or the inability to fall asleep fast. You see, this is the next step where we go into natural healthcare coming into your daily life. doTERRA oils are also used in St. Elizabeth's Hospital in US. It's a hospital where they have active ongoing chemotherapy for cancer patients, but we know that wellness is not just about physical well-being, looking at the emotional well-being, and looking at supporting the body in a very holistic manner for healing is the way forward. We know that the body is a whole. It needs to be treated as a whole. The oils are being used there as well, right? So these are not your over-the-counter kind of oils that would just be there, but these oils are doing a lot more for us scientifically, backed up with science and going into mainstream medical treatment. I would say this is very promising and I look forward to that. So when you hold your bottle of lavender essential oil, for example, you got, and then you tell me, how am I supposed to know it's pure or not? So you go to this website, www.sourcedue.com. Look at the base of your bottle. There will be a 7-digit batch number, right? So when you key that in, you get the GCMS test result. It's a gas chromatography mass spectrometry. Now, every batch, you will have it there. Okay, so they are very transparent in their testing. The tests are done not just in-house, it is third-party tested by APRC, right? So it's like serum. The serum for essential oil is called APRC. So rest assured that it is pure, it is potent, and if you need more information on that, you can always connect it. So now let's go into very quickly how we are going to use these oils to support ourselves through the 40s and the 50s. doTERRA oils can be used in 3 methods: aromatic, to inhale, to breathe; topical, to apply; and internal is to consume. Some of doTERRA oils can be consumed, not all. Even though they are natural, it does not mean that oils can be consumed. Please remember that the medications, most of the medications we have these days, were all derived from plant anyway, and then synthesized to enable a consistent dosing to be given to us on a daily basis, right? So some plants are poisonous. Similarly, some essential oils are poisonous. They are not meant to be consumed. So this needs to be guided. When you purchase, you'll be guided. So make sure that when you purchase these oils, get it from someone who knows her stuff, who knows how to guide you. Please do not buy these oils from online malls because doTERRA does not acknowledge these sellers online. A lot of times the oils have been adulterated and we don't want that kind of risk. It's very easy to open up the orifice and just empty everything out and fill it up with something else we don't know and we don't want to take the risk, right? So the first way of using aromatic, how can it support us during this time? It supports and it can bring balance or homeostasis to our emotions. You know, as women, we're very emotional, I would say, kan? We are able to, we are emotional in that sense that we can go from feeling very sad to extreme happiness to feeling frustrated very quickly. And when we want to support these emotions to be a bit more calm, zen, and balanced on a daily basis, the fastest way is to use an essential oil, because when we inhale directly from the palm. If you're using your palm, a drop on your palm, and you inhale, these molecules, they go directly into your limbic system, which is the part of your brain that controls your responses, your memories. Even sometimes when you inhale a certain essential oil and you close your eye, you can see imagery happening. This is something you need to experience. And then you'll go like, wow, because it can unlock those spots in your brain. It's not easy, right? Only pure essential oils can do that. They go through the blood-brain barrier, we call it. It's like the ozone of the earth lah. Okay, so this BBB, blood-brain barrier, is what protects your CPU, your brain, from drugs and other chemicals and so on. But these oils go in beautifully because they are so natural. So when you want to diffuse in a room, please do not use a candle and burner. doTERRA oils are meant to be used in a diffuser. It's a gadget with water plugged into the electric socket and just switch on. So this device basically breaks the oils and the water molecules into vapor that fills up the air. This way you can continuously breathe in, breathe out. Of course, we all need to breathe, to inhale, to support whether it's stressful emotions, especially during the MCO for 2.5 years. I highly recommended those of members in our team to continuously diffuse oils that are uplifting. Oils like orange, peppermint, bergamot. They just keep you a bit more calm, because it was a long period that we were all stuck at home within the confined spaces, and you're looking at the same person 24/7. You know what I mean? So this was extremely useful for many of us going through that period of uncertainty. It was very, very challenging indeed. For a standard size room, you just need 4 drops of essential oil. That's all you need, 4 drops. With less is more with doTERRA oils. Switch it on and just leave it. The diffusers usually auto off, depending on the diffusers that you buy. The ones from doTERRA, they have an auto off function. If there's not enough water, it will auto off. Or you've selected a selected amount of time to diffuse, it will auto off after that. Please do not use your diffuser with your air purifier at the same time, because your air purifier will clean all your essential oils out of the air. And if you have those new age air conditioners, these days the air conditioner also got air purifier, silver ion purifier, HEPA filter, all that you have to be a bit careful, or else it will be cleaned out. So you rugi lah. Right now, the second way is topical application at areas where you want to have some support. Maybe you are cramping from your period, or maybe you have a dull ache at your lower back. Maybe you're coming up with an itchy, scratchy throat. Maybe you have a bit of head tension from the heat or anxious feelings. You just want to apply something. Use 1 drop or 2 drops of essential oil, and the rest, 5 to 10 drops, we use a carrier oil. Carrier oil basically carries the essential oil deeper into the muscle, into your skin. If you use neat oils, undiluted, the oils cannot go very far in. They are small and they evaporate really fast. You risk irritation, skin irritation, because they are very potent. When you use essential oils, respect them like you would with your medication. Okay, so you need to use them correctly, correct dosing, keep them away from young children, follow everything correctly so that they can give you the effect that you want. Right? The third way is to consume. Again, I mentioned not all oils can be consumed, and this needs to be guided, because selected essential oils do interact with medication. And if you are on medication, it's good to double check with whoever that's selling it to you, because they should know lah. If not, please don't use that. Right? It's very important. They can interact with medication as well. Now, when we are going through this period, ask yourself right now, you can answer it in your heart, whether this resonates with you. If you feel that, hey, these are all the symptoms I may be having, or some of them, you feel wired and tired most of the time, you have difficulty falling asleep, even though you're so very tired physically, mood swings, ask your husband, ask your children, skin issues, rashes, sometimes happening, dry skin, irritation, sometimes acne formation, low libido, weight gain. Suddenly, I'm still eating the same amount, but how come suddenly put on weight gain? Cravings for sugary food, red flag. Excessive sweating, hot flashes. Does it happen to you? It's due to stress. Uncontrolled, unresolved stress raises the cortisol level. From the moment you wake up in the morning, especially as mothers, we have 100 million things to do in your mind. The list will like come out, okay? So your mind goes into overdrive. You are always scattered and dispersed in 1,000 places. Lack of focus, multitasking, multi-focus until you feel like you're so drained out, right? So coming back to supporting that, the cortisol level, we cannot stop the cortisol from being produced, but we can try to reduce it to a manageable level so that you don't go crazy. Okay, so these are the top 5 oils. This I'm taking out from the book. Okay, but again, this is not the complete list. Anything that calls to you that you are drawn to can be used. This is just a general guideline. Okay, so the top 5 essential oils would be bergamot, cedarwood, clary sage, frankincense, and lavender. If you're going to be using a diffuser, you may want to try some of these combinations. Again, these are just examples. When you are diffusing essential oils next to you, you find that you feel calmer, you feel grounded. Even though you feel grounded, you can still focus on what you're doing. We want that to be able to have that flow when you're doing work, especially if you are in the office or you're working from home. You just need to get something done. This is very, very supportive. Okay, goes to the limbic system and it does this job beautifully. All you need to do is breathe. Isn't that easy? Yes. Right. Number 2 is sleep. We have issues with sleep as you enter the perimenopause stage. If you find that you can't really fall asleep within 30 minutes, even though you're tired, okay, our aim is to be able to fall asleep within 30 minutes, to wake up just once only if you can, or to sleep through, right? And you were able to reach that deep sleep state. If you have this device that can measure your deep sleep, this is an experiment you can try, because many of our members in our team, they have tried to quantify their sleep with essential oil and without essential oil. Okay, for some people it takes 1 month, for some people it takes 2 weeks, for some it takes 3 months. It depends on your individual body. Again, healing always takes time. We need to be consistent, and we just need to keep going on with this kind of habits. Just like chronic issues do not pop up over a short period of time. It's been simmering there for a long time, and then finally, there you go, you have this issue now, right? So you want to be able to reduce issues, reverse chronic issues especially. It's going to take time, it's going to take work, but when you do it right, it's so worth it, because it's an accomplishment, right? So some of the reasons why you may not be able to sleep, it could be because of low melatonin. It could be due to the hormone imbalances that you're having. Stress is the major one. When your cortisol is high, spiking high, it inhibits your ability to fall asleep. Okay, poor sleep hygiene. Poor sleep hygiene means every day you sleep at a different time. Sometimes 11, sometimes 12, sometimes 1 a.m. And then you're on the phone, always on the phone with the blue light. So all these things affect you. Having caffeine in the evening, as you age, you find that sometimes you are not like in your 20s, you can have 2-3 cups of coffee. Now, when you get into your 40s, you find that this is really causing a lot of havoc, because caffeine, sugar, it disrupts your hormones. It disrupts cortisol. It disrupts your estrogen. It disrupts your thyroid. So you see that very delicate balance is just difficult if we don't do things right. Okay, so we're going to try to help ourselves, try to reduce or eliminate caffeine towards the evening, because as we age, we may metabolize caffeine at a slower rate. So the caffeine is still circulating when you're trying to go to bed at 10 p.m. Of course, cannot sleep, right? So try and see how you feel and try to reduce or cut off. So the 5 oils, again, this is not the whole list, that most people use to support deep sleep is lavender, but not everybody loves lavender because there are some who are unique. They find that lavender keeps them up. There is no right, there is no wrong, because we are all individuals, and how we react to an essential oil is absolutely unique as well. Vetiver, this is like, I call it the horse tranquilizer, very grounding, rooty, an oil that you can also use for meditation or prayer at times when you feel very frazzled. Cedar wood, another wood oil, Roman chamomile, and ylang ylang. These are just some examples, right? Even the diffuser, if you'd like to diffuse some oils, diffuser needs to start half an hour before you get into bed. You know why? So that when you enter your bedroom, the oils envelop your senses. It gives your body the signal that it's time to unwind, time to wind down, time to go to bed. As children, as mothers, and we teach our children when they are young, it's time to sleep. We usually have a ritual time. You brush your teeth, you drink water, you change to pajamas, mommy reads you a storybook, I kiss you goodnight, and then it's time to sleep. So as you do this step by step, the child's body is already anticipating the next step. It knows what's going to happen. But as adults, we have failed to do this, or we have forgotten this routine for ourselves. So here we are staying way past midnight, getting work done, or having that me time when the children have gone to bed. Your health will suffer over a long period of time when you do not prioritize your sleep, right? So a ritual, if you'd like to, you may want to do some journaling at night just to collect your thoughts. If you have a whole list of things on your head, it's good to write it down so you get rid of it and you have kept it aside. You may want to do some gratitude journaling or prayer, unwind with music, or you like to read in bed like me, do that, so that, it's just something nice that you'd like to do instead of looking at your phone and it's keeping you awake anyway, right? Not a good thing. You find that you're frequently waking up at night to urinate. You may need some support with the bladder. Now, this is not a cure for anything. Essential oils do not cure any illness or sickness or disease. They are mainly there to just help your body to heal, because your body is always trying to heal. It's always trying to keep you alive. It's whether we treat the body right and give it the correct tools to continue being alive well, right? So this is a roller that you may want to try. Juniper and cypress, 5 drops each. My neighbor is making a lot of noise today. In a 10 ml roller, and dilute it with some fractionated coconut oil, 10 ml, and you can apply it at the lower abdomen just before you go to bed. For some people, it takes some time, but ultimately they find that, it does support in many ways, right? Hot flushes and night sweat, always feeling hot and flustered, right? Usually late 50s. I don't think we need to wait until late 50s. The weather itself sometimes is just so sweltering hot, right? So some triggers could be alcohol. Alcohol dilates your blood vessels. You feel hot, you feel sweaty. Spicy food, caffeine, again, hot drinks, of course, hot drinks emotions. When you're feeling anxious, when you have difficulty breathing, your heart is beating, palpitating, you find that you start perspiring. Inflammation is another one. It's ongoing in us. That's why when you are able to support your body well with food, with exercise, with rest, with sleep, inflammation is minimized. When you have a high amount of inflammation, you age faster. So it also leads to a lot of aches and discomforts. Sluggish liver. This one I talk about next. Sluggish liver is a part where most women do not pay attention, because we only think of the liver when we have cholesterol. Other than that, we don't care about the liver, right? Wrong. When you want to look at hormone balancing, please pay attention to the liver, right? So top 5 essential oils for those symptoms I mentioned. These are some that you may want to try, and some recipes that you can also make and keep at home when you feel hot, or you want to be able to blend the Superwoman roller blend. This blend gun, it supports emotions, it supports even the immune system, it supports hormone balancing, lots and lots of benefits over there, and you can apply it at the wrist, at the side of the neck, just to keep you grounded at the same time. When you're feeling low energy and fatigued, constantly feeling tired, okay, it could be a sign of hormone imbalance. It could be a sign of high stress, because when you are very highly stressed, you will tend to feel very tired. Your body is always on alert. How long can your body constantly be on alert? It will feel very drained after a period of time. Rushing woman syndrome. I don't ever have enough time. Let me read to you some questions from this book that I found was quite intriguing actually. Hold on, let me find that page if I can. Okay, let's see whether you resonate with these questions. You find yourself saying, I got to go, I'm running late, I am super busy. You find that your calendar is consistently over scheduled. You feel irritated when obligations stack up and you are not able to handle them. You wake up feeling like there isn't enough time in the day to get everything done. This is the rushing woman syndrome. You find yourself craving for salty and sugary snacks in the middle of the day. You feel exhausted in the middle of the day at 3 or 4 p.m. You get sick easily. Coughs and infections take a long time to resolve. You need caffeine to function during the day. This is a red flag. Okay. So if you are saying you're nodding to all these questions, please be just a bit careful. You're stretching yourself a bit too far. Self-care, is that even possible for women? Self-care is healthcare, and this is why you need to carve time for yourself to take care of you first, so you can take care of others. Poor quality sleep. When you don't sleep well, of course, you don't have focus and energy, right? So when you're able to support that sleep, you find that you can wake up even early. Like I wake up at 5 in the morning and I can go all day until 10 p.m., 10:30, then I get to bed. There's no extra caffeine there, only my first cup of coffee that is at 5 plus in the morning. So I proactively use my essential oils throughout the day and do whatever I can so that I can manage everything within that period of time. You need to take a nap in the afternoon, go ahead. It doesn't mean that you cannot take a nap. You can take a 20-minute, 30-minute nap to recharge yourself. It's okay. Okay, too little or too much activity also not good. Either extreme also cannot. So when you feel constantly tired and fatigued, especially sometimes it's the brain, it's not really physically tired, but your brain is just like, that brain fog that's there. You feel that you cannot focus, you can't think straight. These are some of the oils that will help. The citrus oils, again, these are my favorites. I always love to use wild orange, lemon, bergamot, tangerine. They're happy oils because of the limonene. They keep you uplifted. It's very hard to feel sad when you have citrus oils diffusing in your room, frankly. It just gives you a better mental state. And I think that's important no matter what comes. Right? Peppermint, 1 drop of peppermint essential oil is equivalent to 20 over cups of peppermint tea. So this one is a must-have for me in the morning. Peppermint and wild orange, 1 drop each on my palm. Inhale and exhale to wake me up in the morning to get me going. And a lot of times in the afternoon as well, especially after lunch or when it's a hot day and you feel like, oh, you feel so tired. Okay. Rosemary, basil, and eucalyptus. Choose what calls to you, right? You are unique. Now, looking at supporting the hormones, doTERRA has a hormonal blend. It's called Claricam, a monthly women's blend, because we have our periods monthly. Is a blend of all these oils already in a roller, but this roller is not diluted. It is neat essential oil. So we need to dilute it further. I share the dilution at the lower part there. So when you dilute it well, right, you get 1 year's worth off usage. So it not just helps with hormone issues, it helps with mood, it helps with your emotions. It can also be used as a perfume, because we know a lot of the perfumes out there are just synthetic fragrances that can cause a lot of issues over a long period of time. So in my team, we have a DIY perfume sessions where you are able to blend your own perfume, and we call it a perfume with a purpose, because the purpose is beyond allowing you to smell good, but it's supporting your physical, mental, and emotional issues as well. And it's safe. You can blend one even for your teenage children or young tweens. It's a really nice session to just sit with them and blend with them. Okay, so this one is nice to have. Pericam, when you're looking at libido, you find that you're not as active as you used to be, no urge, you don't feel like it. These are some of the oils that can support intimacy, right? So doTERRA also has a pre-blended bottle. It's called Whisper, with oils that are meant for libido: patchouli, bergamot, sandalwood, rose, vanilla. Oils like sandalwood, rose, jasmine, these are very expensive oils. A bottle of 5 ml rose pure essential oil is almost 2,000 ringgit, because it takes a huge amount of rose petals to be able to produce that essential oil. So you will see in doTERRA, every bottle of essential oil has a different price. It's not a standard price. So if you go outside and you see, hey, how come all these oils the same price only? It's fragrance, it's synthetic. Okay, so this is why oils can cost as much as 2,000 ringgit for 5 ml. And when you use them in a blend like this, it's beautifully blended to serve you in those areas that you need, right? Okay, now looking at pelvic floor and urinary health. Some women have issues with pelvic pain. So I have shared here some recipes from the book. Whether you find that you need some soothing, it's a bit achy, discomfort, or you have bladder issues, frequent urination at night, please rule out urinary tract infection, or if you're having diabetes, sugar control is not quite there. All these needs to be ruled out as well, or whether you are taking caffeine too near to the evening, or whether you're drinking too much water at night before going to bed. Please rule all these out as well before you start using the support recipe that is given here. Now, earlier I mentioned about the liver, the second largest organ in our body, which we don't usually associate with hormone balancing. Now, the liver has over 200 functions, but the one that we remember mostly is cholesterol, or sugar. These are the few. Detoxification, right? Now, the citrus oils, when we use it correctly, lemon, grapefruit, wild orange, or tangerine, this is to be consumed in a glass of water, either with a bit of honey or salt, because oils do not mix with water. When you stir it well, either with sugar, either with honey or a pinch of salt, either one, you can, consume it to help with liver detoxification. Right now, the thing with the liver is it supports metabolism. Sugar metabolism is there. It keeps your hormones. It can also help, liver also helps to get rid of excess estrogen. Now, you remember I told you xenoestrogens coming in from our food, our makeup, our personal care, so many things, plastics, right? So when we have this excess estrogen, it's going to affect your estrogen progesterone balance, right? You will see that when you have estrogen dominance, you have a lot of issues as well, a lot of symptoms coming up. So when you want you to support your body's ability to get rid of excess estrogen, this is how you can do it safely. Consumption of essential oil in water. Make sure your container is glass or ceramic, no plastic, because the oils can leach plastic out of the container into your water, and you'll be drinking microplastic, which is toxic. Okay, so please remember that. This you can do proactively If you have got a liver issue or if you have other issues, you need to check first before you can do this or not. Okay, so this is just a general guideline for most people. The other way to support the liver is with these essential oils. These either one, but a lot of times I would recommend Zendo, because Zendo is an oil blend for detoxification. Diluted application over the liver and over the kidney, which is the back. That's where our adrenal glands are. Our adrenals are the ones that support stress, cortisol, which we need a lot of support with when it comes to managing stress. Again, these are all proactive usage, then only you see the improvement. Like I mentioned, for some people, it takes 1 month up to 3 months to see improvement if you do it proactively, right? So these are the oils, diluted application at the areas of your liver and your kidney to support healthy detoxification. Some of the other recipes that you may want to try, these are some that you can try on your own if you have a wider range of essential oils and you'd like to start experimenting, whether you have fatty liver or you have unmanaged sugar level, when you have high sugar levels as well, managing or supporting the liver is very important. When you go to sleep, it is the liver that monitors the sugar in your body, right? Because you're not eating. So if you find when you wake up in the morning and you take your fasting blood sugar, it's always on the highish side, it's very likely that your liver is not doing a good job. And it could be managed better when you help the liver with in this manner, right? It takes time. Again, it takes time, yeah? The other way to support detoxification, doTERRA has a nutritional product. It's called Terra6 DX for detoxification. Two major ingredients there. One is the broccoli seed sprout. These are sprouts of the broccoli, not the broccoli vegetable, the sprouts. Sprouts are always well known for its nutrition. And the other one is the vine tea extract. So these two help with the liver's detoxification. 1 sachet at night before bed. So going to bed on time is also very important. That's why I say sleep correctly. Going to bed on time is part of investing in your health. Sleep is not a waste of time. Sleep is the time when your body gets to do all its housekeeping, from cleaning to detoxification, from regenerating to restoring the body's balance. It's done when you are in bed, when you are asleep, not in bed, but scrolling your phone, asleep, right? So when you do it right, things are smoother. Okay, so coming to the end of the session now, these are some of the kits by doTERRA. Value for money. Again, I did not touch on all the oils here because this is a session mainly for hormonal balancing. But if you're keen to get the recording for my session on the basic wellness, please just connect with me. I'll be able to share the YouTube recording link with you. My first kit is 6 essential oils there. Each of this bottle is 15 ml, which has 250 drops. So diffusing is only 4 drops, like I mentioned. Application is 1 drop with 5 to 10 drops of carrier oil. Again, they last you a really long time. You'll be guided in a team, of course, and of course, we will be also focusing on issues that you need more support with. What health challenges that you have, we always personalize it for you because the usage is very, very wide. Okay, the starter kit is 5 ml bottles of selected oils. Again, diffuser is there, fractionated coconut oil is there, allowing yourself to be able to use them in a safe manner. When you are using essential oils on your skin, right, don't feel like when you dilute the oil means it's less effective. That's the correct way of using. That's the safe way of using, right? The other two that I have here is the family kit. You'll see like it's a mirror image, except that you find that the one on your left is the basic family kit, the top 10 oils for every family, I would say. If you have a family with children, this is the kit to get because it covers 90% of family usage from supporting the immune system, clear breathing, restful sleep, aches, discomforts, digestive issues, detoxification, green cleaning, DIY stuff that you'd like to do at home instead of buying so many products, OTC products. We know that OTC products like creams and all that have a very short expiry date, 2 to 3 years. Sometimes you don't even finish using them and you have to throw away. So when you have a set of oils, you don't have to buy all these things anymore. It's a lot that you can save. Comes with a diffuser with a fractionated coconut oil, 5 ml bottles, 85 drops. And then you see an extended family kit here with Deep Blue. doTERRA Deep Blue Rub is a blend of 10 essential oils in a cream form. That's why it's called a rub. It's a muscle rub that is safe, no synthetics. The actual wintergreen essential oil is incorporated inside there, so it gives you that long-lasting relief with a pea-sized application only. So this one is a major love for most of us who have aches and pains, for our parents, for our in-laws. Works beautifully, right? And if you add on another oil called Tamer, this is a blend for stomach. This is a child-friendly blend. Again, this is just an example of adding on 2 more products to get Immortelle. Now, this Immortelle is free once a year. It is known as the anti-aging blend, but the benefits go beyond anti-aging. I will share with you briefly on Immortelle. It helps with, it is a combination of 6 essential oils that are, some of them are actually quite expensive. Oils like rose, helichrysum. Okay, the other oils there are myrrh, frankincense, lavender, right? So these oils make up this roller, but when you dilute it, you can use them for but for almost 1 year for most of it. When you're looking at supporting skin on your face, whether you're supporting skin irritations like probably eczema or dry skin, when you want to have an additional product to use for eye support, especially now we are all using our gadgets for a long period of time, healthy eye support, healthy cellular function, because when our cells are healthy, we are in vibrant state. Okay, so the Immortelle is free. That's with that kit. This one, same oils, 15 ml, 250 drops. This is 1,300 ringgit, a bigger set. Actually, if you look at the value, this is better value because the volume that you get is 3 times the volume versus that set, right? Now, these are the oils I was mentioning to you in doTERRA Immortelle. You will see that the most expensive oil in this blend is rose, is 1,600 ringgit. The rest of the oils are also almost there. I would say sandalwood, helichrysum, there's frankincense and myrrh. Frankincense is the king of oils, supporting healthy cellular levels. It intensifies the benefit of any other oil you use it with, and it's known as the king. And there is a saying in doTERRA, whenever you're in doubt, use frankincense. Okay, you cannot go wrong. So this oil is only free once a year, is this month until month end. All right. So these are the other usages of Immortelle. Like I mentioned, diluted usage around the orbits of the eye for eye support, healthy eye support. It can be used for children as well, because we know that these days children as young as those going to kindergarten are already on glasses. Okay. If you're pregnant or you're planning for pregnancy, this can be used for stretch marks to prevent stretch marks. It can be used for dry skin. It can be used even for babies, okay, and reduce scars as well, especially if it's a new scar, then it goes off faster. If it's an old scar, it takes a little bit more time, right? So this is the end of my sharing today on how you can use doTERRA oils with healthy habits as well when you want to sail through the 40s, the perimenopause, and of course going into the 50s, the menopausal age as well. But these days I was told that perimenopause even starts at 35, some as early as 30s, they already start having perimenopausal symptoms. Right? I open for questions right now. If you have any doubts or questions to ask, you may want to chat, or you can just unmute. No problem.